All right, so you can tell, like on my screen, it's going to say something different than the handout because it says work with a partner. Well, we can't really do that now, thanks COVID. But um, now it talks about two-way frequency tables, and it's we're going to kind of step through this. Um, the reason why we're starting slow in this is because we're just coming back from a week break. Okay, nobody wants to jump in something really, really difficult. All right, so what we're going to do is we're taking this stuff from this Venn diagram and we're going to fill stuff in. All right, so we surveyed 80 students, so we know that the total is going to be 80 right here. Okay, and the ones that speak a foreign language are going to be, we had and they don't play an instrument, okay, because this is where it overlaps where they do. So this would be 30. And they play an instrument, but they don't speak a foreign language. This would go here. All right. And then the ones that speak a foreign language and play an instrument, there's 16 of those. And I almost didn't catch this until right now because I was like, oh, we got to do some subtraction. But there's 9 people that don't do either. Okay. And we fill this out and we're going to check to make sure. Let's see, this is 39, this is 46, this is 34, and 1, 41. All right, and if we were to add up these things, that we should get 80 right here. Now, not gonna lie, as far as trying to do something homework wise with this in the situation we're in, it's a little difficult. So if there's, I know y'all are going to look at it and say, wait, there's only one problem. Yes, there's one problem, but there's 8 parts to it and it's matching, but it's very similar to what we have, what we're doing now. Okay. So, all right. So how many students play an instrument? Okay. Well, we look right here at this one right here. So students that play an instrument, well, this is 41 because that's the total of students that play an instrument. Okay. How many students speak a foreign language? Well, we're going to go across right here that speaks a foreign language. Well, that's 46 of them. Okay. How many students play an instrument and speak a foreign language? Well, that was the overlap that we had earlier, and that's that 16. And then how many students do not play an instrument and do not speak a foreign language? Well, that would have been our 9. And they play an instrument, but they don't speak a foreign language. Let's see, play instrument, that would have been our 25 right here. Okay, so yeah, this seems kind of trivial and kind of boring, but you kind of have to warm up to how to do these. I remember when I taught most of y'all in Algebra 1 the first time doing this, we took it about this pace and were successful. That's kind of what we're needing right now, is kind of remembering, because this is some stuff that people are like, I don't really understand it, and it is kind of difficult to jump into this very fast if you're not super math savvy. All right, so yeah, I cheated. I copied from something previous. Now it says work with a partner. Boo, can't do that. Now, this is where we're actually starting to get to our probability, and yeah, it's still on the first page. I just copied it over so I didn't want to flip back and forth from thing to thing. All right, remember that this is what we want over what we have. Okay, and that's basically how you find the probability of something. Okay, and we have 80 students that we surveyed, so this is actually how we're going to find that probability. Okay, so that plays an instrument. Well, how many people play an instrument? We have 46. So we're actually going to say 46 divided by, make sure that's the right number. Nope, I did foreign language. Woo, it's Monday. It disconnected again. Well, thank you for telling me. Let's see if we can reconnect here. Ain't nothing like, having the first day back and all our technology's going to crap. All right, there we go. So we have 41 and we're going to divide that by 80. All right. So 41 divided by 80, and we're just going to leave these as decimals, okay? We're not going to do a percentage. All right, we get 0.5125, and we're going to say that this is 0.51, okay? That could easily be a percent if we were to move the decimal place over. Hopefully we remember how to do that. But I'm setting it up like I have the answers for your homework today, okay? All right, speaks a foreign language. Well, that's the 46. Right, speaks a foreign language. Yeah, 46 divided by 80. And 46 divided by 80. All right, we get 0.575. Well, we're going to round that to 0.58. Okay. And plays an instrument and speaks a foreign language. Well, they play an instrument and speak a foreign language. That's this one right here. That's our 16. All right, so we have 16 divided by 80. Oh, that one's easy. We just get 0.2 or 20, however you want to say it. Does not play an instrument and does not speak a foreign language. That's going to be our 9 students that don't do either. All right, and this gives me 0.1125, which is 0.11. Okay. And then plays an instrument and does not speak a foreign language. So that's this column right here, plays an instrument, does not speak a foreign language. So that's going to be 25 divided by 80. Okay, so 25 divided by 80. Okay, we get 0.3125, and we're just going to say this is 0.31. Okay, now, believe it or not, the probabilities we just found, they actually have a definition, and it's always fun to mention what they're called in high school because of its name. It's called the joint frequency. Insert marijuana jokes as appropriately. Okay, this is normally where people kind of giggle and snicker and say, "This is my favorite type." Okay, but since nobody's awake, we're good to go. All right. All right, now we're on the back of the thing. All right, so I'm going to pull this down just a little bit. All right, what's in red is actually what goes in the blanks on the handout. I'm not going to read all that to you, but the first blank is two-way frequency table. That's what we're using. And it's joint relative frequency. That's each entry divided by a total. That's what we have. And the sums of the rows and columns are called the marginal. Okay. And believe it or not, we actually did this earlier without saying the name of it. Okay, but it's going to be all right. It's going to be good. Do, 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 do. Okay, y'all good with this right here? Getting there. All right. Got my Captain America mask on today. Loosely based off of Audie Murphy. All right. So now, this right here, it says, in another survey, there's 40 students. Let's see. I'm having to move this around because my big old face right here in the corner is covering up stuff and I can't read it. Were surveyed and took algebra final. Wow! Everybody want to take an algebra final. Of those surveyed, 10 earned a failing grade. 38 students said they studied for the final, and only 6 that earned a passing grade admitted they had not studied. All right, so first thing we're going to have to do is kind of organize this. All right. So we've got to figure out what goes where. 10 students earned a failing grade. So that's the 10. All right. 38 said they studied for the final, and 6 said that they studied and did not do this. All right. So I was trying to remember how to work this. So let's start right here. If this is supposed to add up to 50, and we subtract 10 from it, so this had to be 40 right here. Okay. So if we know 6 didn't and 40 of them passed, well, 40 minus 6, this is going to be 34. All right, now things are starting to click along a little bit. All right, we could easily answer this one now. Well, if we had 38 pass and 34 of them studied, that means, or 38 studied and 34 of them passed, that means 4 of them failed that studied. Okay. That gives us this number. Well, 10 minus 4 would be 6. And this one is 12. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is take these numbers and divide each of them by 50. Okay. It should be pretty easy. 34 divided by 50. All right. So we get, this is 0.68. 4 divided by 50. This is 0.08. And we only have to do this once because they're both the same thing. So this is 0.12 and 0.12. All right. So for our totals this way, so divided by 50, this is 0.76. This is 0.24. This way, this is 0.20, 0.80. And when we fill all these in with these decimals, this should actually add up to 1. Okay. Now, we did have some instances years ago in Algebra 1 where it was like, it might be like 1.01 or 99 point something. But that's just what we're doing. Okay. Let's see if there's any part that goes along with this. No. All right, moving on. All right. So it says find the joint marginal frequencies. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let's use a highlighter. All right. These right here, those are what's called your joint. Why won't it not let me do it in? There we go. All right. And these over here are your marginal. Actually, I'm just going to highlight this since it keeps on messing that up. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go through this. It says your turn. We don't have that luxury anymore. Let's do this together. All right. Again, got to move stuff around because my big old face. All right. You randomly surveyed students whether they're in favor of planning a community garden at school. Okay. We have 96 boys and 61 girls. All right. So we can go ahead and say boys total, this was 96 and this was 61. All right. This will actually help us find how many we have. Of the 88 girls surveyed, no, wait, no, I read that wrong. Dang it. Of the 96 boys, 61 were in favor. Okay, so 61 goes here. My bad. All right. Of the 88 girls surveyed, 88, 17 are against. All right. Organize it and find what we got to have. Okay. Well, to find these other ones, this would be pretty easy. To find the boys that's not in favor, this will be 96 minus 61. So there's 35 right here. And then 88 minus 17 is 71 right there. And our totals, 96 plus 88, 184, 132, and 52. All right, so our joint that we're going to find, relative frequency, let me highlight this again. That's going to be what's going in these boxes right here. Okay. So I've used all the colors. So to find the joint relative frequency, all right, so if it's the boy and they're in favor of it, so 61 divided by 132, I get 0.46. A girl that's in favor, 71 divided by 132, this would be 0.54. Okay. Hey, good job tried. All right. So 35 divided by 132, it's going to be 0.27. And then we have 17 divided by 132, 0.13. So now if we add these up, did I do that right? Yeah. Oh well. All right. Oh, that's why I was doing it wrong. I was dividing by 132. Dadgummit. Need to be dividing by something else. I've been on holiday break. I haven't had to take my special vitamins that keep me focused. It's got to divide by 184. All right, that's more better. Yep. 0.72. 35 divided by 184. This is 0. So this is 0.28. This one across here, 33 plus 19, 0.52, 0.48. So that's basically kind of what we have here. And then we're going to use the, just filling in the chart and going on. All right. Example 2. All right. This is more like your homework right here. All right, so it says find the joint relative frequency of the customer that would recommend, okay, in Long Beach. So I look at Long Beach and they said yes. So this would be 0.32. So all I had to do is look at where they said they were and where they do this. So it's kind of this little box right here. Marginal relative frequency, who would not? Okay, well, we don't have our marginal because we didn't fill this out. So this is 8. So this is 0.12. All I did was just add up across here. That's where this comes from. And what's the marginal relative frequency for students that live in Glendale? So we got to find Glendale, which is right here. So I got to add this up. This is 0.34. And that's our marginal for that. I think that's the last part of our notes, is it not? It is? All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Good things. Roll.